Welcome back, cool castaways. We are splashing into our last day of Shipwreck VBS, where we have been learning all about how Jesus rescues each and every one of us. And since it is our last day together, it's time now to hear about the best way that Jesus rescues us. Today, we are learning that even when we do wrong things, Jesus rescues. You know, we've talked a lot about Jesus this week. He came to earth to show people God's love. He used parables to teach people about how to follow God. He did amazing miracles and helped lots and lots of people. So many people were excited that Jesus had come. But there were some people who didn't like Jesus. These people didn't believe that Jesus was really God's son. They were mad that Jesus taught about God's love and that he showed God's love by healing sick people or helping sad people or being friends with people who had no other friends. Now, these people wanted to get rid of Jesus. So, late one night, they came to Jesus and they took him away to a place where they could hurt him. They took him to the cross. And soldiers beat Jesus and made fun of him, and they even put a crown of thorns on his head. He must have been in so much pain. Then the soldiers nailed Jesus' hands and feet to the cross. A long time ago, people would be punished for doing wrong by being nailed to the cross. It was a sad and painful and awful way to die. Now, on that same hill where Jesus was on the cross, soldiers had also nailed two other men to the cross. And we're going to use these two jars of water to represent those men. Now, these two men had done wrong things. They had done bad things. They were being punished. That's why they were there. But remember that Jesus had never done anything wrong. He went to the cross for the wrong things that I've done and that you've done and that we've all done. Jesus loves us so much that he went to the cross to erase those bad things that we've done forever. So I'm going to use a little bit of red food coloring in these two jars to show that Jesus' blood, Jesus died for us. Let's see if that'll show up so you can see it at home. You kind of see that? Yeah. We'll put a little more. Might look kind of orange to you, but it's red. Now, I want you to think about something wrong that you've done. You don't have to say it out loud for your family to hear, but think about the wrong things that you've done. We all mess up, and we've all done things that make God sad. So now I'm going to add some green food coloring to represent those ways that we mess up, because all of us do. So we'll add that. Now, let's kind of mix it around and take a look at our water now. Kind of murky and awful, isn't it? It's just like us. The wrong things that we do keep our hearts from being clean. And without Jesus, our hearts are like this water, yucky and not clean. Now, one of the men next to Jesus was sorry for the wrong things he had done. He knew he had messed up and he needed Jesus to forgive him. And Jesus said, "Yes, I forgive you." And that just reminds us of kind of what we've been talking about all week long. I'm going to pour some of this in here to represent Jesus. We'll give it a little time and see what happens. But all week long, we've been talking about how Jesus rescues us. And today, it's all about when we do wrong, Jesus rescues. You see this starting to lighten up a little bit? We'll give it a second here. Might be a little harder to see at home. But that's just it. When we mess up, Jesus rescues. Let's see. Can I see it's getting lighter and lighter? Because that man asked Jesus to forgive him, he will get to live in heaven forever with God. Jesus cleaned the heart of the man who asked for forgiveness, and he will do the same thing for us too. Oh, look at it now. Yeah, it's getting to be completely clean, right? So when we ask for God's forgiveness or Jesus' forgiveness, he is quick to say, "Yes, I forgive you." Now, the best part of this story is actually the very end. And that's that even though Jesus died for us on the cross, he didn't stay dead. Jesus' friends put his body in a tomb, like a cave, and they rolled a big rock in front of it. But 3 days later, the tomb was empty. Jesus came back to life. Jesus was so strong and so powerful that he beat death. And Jesus is in heaven now, preparing a place for all of us, because we can live with hope, knowing that someday we will be with Jesus forever. Because when we do wrong, Jesus rescues. And that is something to celebrate. So on this last day, let's celebrate together. Let's hear a big woohoo. Ready? Woohoo! Thanks for joining us this week.